Want to see what $1,500 worth of 30 and 40-year-old sealed records looks like? Stick around. I'm going to open all of them.
3, 2, 1.
Your two favorite guys, Ryan and Steve from the Vinyl Record Mission.
Steve here from the Vinyl Record Mission, and I'm still purging through my collection, and I'm making a lot of progress, but in the process I'm coming across a lot of sealed records, and I've had to qualify them and determine whether or not, first of all, I want to keep them in my collection and why, and am I going to listen to them? Are they rare enough? Are they nostalgic enough? I mean, is it music from my past? There's all kinds of reasons for the qualification process. But one of the things that comes into to play is the sealed records, the sealed vintage records. Do I keep them? Do I open them? Do I sell them? Because some of them show some tremendous value. This is Heart right here, Little Queen. This is, I believe, 1977. This is an original first pressing. Sealed. It was bought at Amoeba. You can see it still has the original Tower Records sticker on there. And Amoeba likes to package their stuff in these bags here. They're like a thicker plastic bag, but underneath this is a sealed OG, and we're going to go ahead and open it. This record is 48 years old, and in 2025, February of 2025, this record sold for a whopping $832. Yeah, 32 bids. It wasn't a fluke. It was some people battling it out to get this record in sealed mint condition or near mint condition. Only thing different from this one is this doesn't have the hype sticker that says Barracuda on it like you saw in the picture there. However, there's, mixed sales that are anywhere starting as low as $81, but there's all kinds of sales in the 200 plus range for this record without the hype sticker and some with the hype sticker. So, value, it just depends on any given day, who's buying, how deep their pockets are, and how crazy the auction gets. I mean, auctions are auctions. That's what happens. So we're going to go ahead and open this baby right now. And in order to do that, I've got to cut this bag off because, like I said, Amoeba, man, they like hermetically seal these things to keep them, I guess, fresh. I don't know. But when it comes like that, I just take some scissors and go up the side. And out it comes. Look at that. You can see the shrink still intact. Wow, I can really see why they do that. This is stunning, man. Look at that. Look at the gloss still on the shrink from way back when. Now this record I will keep because I would love to have a really pristine original copy. Hopefully it's not warped. But I have the half-speed mastered. I guess that's I'm not sure if it's a mobile fidelity. But I have a really clean copy of the half-speed mastered as well. So I'll probably keep both. And let's open it up, see what it looks like. And you never know what you're going to find inside. Sometimes, it's a white label promo and you didn't even know it. So there's the original inner sleeve, it looks like. Beautiful condition. Little tiny split on the bottom, which kind of sucks, but that's, one of the drawbacks of sealed records. And it is a regular pressing, but it looks flat. I don't see any signs of warp on there. And the label looks beautifully intact there, you can see. Yeah, I'm digging that. That is a gorgeous copy right there. And so I'll show you what I will be doing with every single one of these sealed records that I'm opening. We'll slide the brand new inner sleeve, beautiful inner sleeve right here, back into the cover. See if there's anything else. Nope, nothing else in there. That'll go right down inside like so. We'll keep that fully intact. Nice to have OG records with the original inner sleeves. And then we'll take our nice Japanese resealable, or receivables. They're called receivables. This is what my cousin told me. He owns a company that sells these things. Slip it inside of there. And then I use these are the HDPE, which is high density polyethylene paper outer with the HDPE lined inner. And we will take our record like so, keeping our fingerprints off of there. And that will go right inside like so. So that goes there, goes behind our cover, like so. Drop that down in there. And then off comes the little tab here. And then it gets sealed. Now it's beautiful, ready to be archived in my collection, and it's nice and clean and will remain dust free. So next up is a record, 15 years old, about 45 bucks if I wanted to buy this or sell it. And this is the Jimi Hendrix blues album, where he does all kinds of acoustic and electric blues songs that were previously unreleased. This is the 2010 reissue of the album that came out, I think, in the 90s or so. But it was released by the Jimi Hendrix family estate, it says here, the Authorized Hendrix Family Edition. And this is really a very, very cool record. Jimi Hendrix, you know, he just had the blues in him, and he's covering all these rare artist blues tunes, and he does it just amazingly. God, I listened to this, I streamed it first before I decided if I was going to keep it or not, and it was just right out of the gate, first 2-3 songs, it was a keeper all the way. And from what I understand, it's got a neat little booklet and everything in here. I'm not sure what else, but let's open it up and see what it looks like. It was already partially torn on the top. Beautiful cover. They did a great job on this cover, and it's a gatefold as well. Look at that. I mean, I think that alone is worth the price of admission. Jimmy is such an amazing artist. So, God, just iconic. So let's see what's inside. And there is what looks to be a booklet. Right here. It's him on there. Photographs. Let's see what's inside. Oh yeah, just Jimmy Blacks and Blues. So yeah, this is a really, really cool booklet inside with some great, looks like some great liner notes and history about Jimmy and all these songs that were never released that he did, that were just blues covers. Some of it acoustic. He does one, I think one of the versions is on an acoustic 12 string, which is I think the first song, and it is amazing, man. It sounds just beautiful. Nice. They used really nice inner sleeves on these, as you can see, and the quality pressings, inner sleeves. I don't know if these are from Chad or not, but I think they are. And the vinyl looks pristine. Maybe just needs a little dusting off, but yeah, this is absolutely amazing. No warping or anything of that type. I'll probably just use these inner sleeves and slide these down behind the cover in the back. And then there's also another record. It is a double LP, 33 RPM, I believe. And here is record number 2. Yep, 33 RPM. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Nice, flat. Hopefully no surface noise. So that's 2 down, and both of them looking good, in good condition. No long-term damage from, being sealed for a very long time. This next one has probably some of the coolest liner notes that I've ever seen, and this is the Nuggets right here. This is Nuggets. This is a comp from Rhino, and this was done in 1984. And listen to this lineup right here. It's got The Leaves, Hey Joe, Electric Prunes, I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night, The Five Americans, I See the Light, The Standells' Dirty Water, one of my favorite songs and favorite albums by them, The Human Beings, Nobody But Me, The Blues Magoos, We Ain't Got Nothing Yet, The Barbarians, Are You a Boy or Are You a Girl? Classic tune, right? Side 2, you got The Seeds, Pushing Too Hard, The Music Machine, Talk Talk, The Count 5, Psychotic Reaction, The Balloon Farm, A Question of Temperature, The Naz, Open My Eyes, The Amboy Dukes, Journey to the Center of the Mind, and lastly, of course, the classic Blue Cheer, Summertime Blues. I mean, what a comp, man. That is a killer comp. And the liner notes on this thing, I probably couldn't buy this for less than $50. There's not a sealed one anywhere. Near mint ones are selling for 45, between 30 and 45 bucks. But a sealed original, in beautiful mint condition, I don't know. This was the liner notes on here were done by Don Waller, who was he was a journalist, like a music journalist, but he was also a vocalist in a punk band from the 70s called the Imperial Dogs. They were out of Torrance, the South Bay, around there. And this record is 41 years old. And look at those liner notes, man. I mean, it's amazing. What I read there was so cool. He did a stellar job. He's a writer. So, yeah, this is one of the cooler parts of this record. But and it's Rhino, so it should be a pretty good reproduction. So let's open that one. Yeah, I decided to keep that one just because I love being able to listen to so much great music all in one place. I think that's amazing. On vinyl, especially. So let's see what this one looks like inside. Never seen this. I don't know if it's colored vinyl or what. We'll find out right now. Let's see. Interesting. Plastic inner sleeve. And no, black vinyl on that classic Rhino label that they have. Isn't that cool? Nice and glossy. You can see no ghosting at all or off-gassing. We already know. I've done plenty of videos on off-gassing. And it looks nice and flat. I don't see any warping at all. So that is, and then it's got this sleeve here. Has a bunch of the Rhino releases on it right there. A lot of Rhino releases. Rhino is a great reissue label. I mean, they've done some of the best audiophile, high fidelity releases in the last 10 years, 15 years that I think I've ever heard. And I'm looking forward to them continuing to do more because I think there's a lot of records out there that deserve to be reissued because they've gotten so ridiculously expensive. I'll give you an example. The album Dusk from The. I wish Rhino would do a high fidelity release of that. That would be amazing. I'd pay, the $50 or whatever, $49 plus shipping to have that on a really good high quality pressing from Rhino. Listening? Hopefully Rhino, you're listening. This is just a great record right here that One of my friends is very close to a Brazilian percussionist by the name of Paulino, and he has actually been on, he's on record as one of the most recorded percussionists in the music business, period. He's been on every single artist's record, and everybody from right here, The Miracles, to Madonna, and you name it. He's just about everywhere. So I bought this a little while ago, and this one actually, this is about the $30 record, but we'll see. This is 50 years old. Okay. Oh, this is the flip cover, flip front cover. You can see top load, Hollywood Walk of Fame, and like the Miracles right there. Star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know if that's real or if that's just, they just did that. So this is on the Tomla label, as you can see, plain white inner sleeve, and there it is. Yep, really great record, and I can't wait to listen to that. That looks good too. Next is a record that I am very fond of, and I have a few different pressings of this. This is a 44-year-old record, and like the last one of these known to have sold, because this is so uncommon to find, sold in 2017, and it was like for $60. I have no clue what this would sell for today, but I would imagine it would sell for that or more. And it's just, you know, little old Ricky Lee Jones. But look at this. This is on the cover, impressed on the cover, printed on there, loan for promotion only. And then this is something that I've never seen before. This is asking that they hope, provided with the hope that you will use this for in-store play. Promotional copy, not for resale. Right there. Which to me is pretty cool. I mean, that I can tell, I'm the only one that has one of these. And guess what? I'm going to open it. Now this shrink right here, I'll probably keep. And that's only because this little sticker right here really sets it apart from anything else. So I will go down the center of this with a little razor knife. I'm curious to see what this is inside. If it's just a standard. Oh, it's got that beautiful photo of her. She's a sexy little thing, right? Ricky Lee Jones, Tom Waits' girlfriend at one time. And no, it's just a standard. It's like the standard issue, you know, pressing. Nothing says promo on the label, which is kind of disappointing. I wish they would do that. Record looks perfectly flat. I'm happy. I'm pleased about that. Next is a jazz record that is about 38 years old. The original was issued in 1974, so it's a little bit older. But this is, of course, everybody knows about the Billy Harper record. Forget getting an original of that. Forget it. It's just ridiculous amount of money. But this is, right here is him with John Faddis. This is John and Billy. And man, this is a beautiful record. Trust me, it's a real sleeper. Some beautiful saxophone playing by Billy, and John on his trumpet, just outstanding. There's a couple beautiful ballads, and then some amazing, just, you know, hard bop stuff between the two guys. It was all done with, you know, like Japanese engineers and producers. So, you know, they've got a real high standard. So this record is actually a US pressing. There is a Japanese pressing of this, but that I don't have. And I'm happy to open this and be able to listen to this baby. I'm sure it's going to sound outstanding. Look at the gloss on that cover. It's just outstanding for being almost 40 years old. No ring wear. There's the back side. And this is on Black Hawk Records. Let's go inside. We've got that plastic inner and that Black Hawk label right there. Looks pretty clean, nice and glossy. I'm glad to see it. There's been no off-gassing or anything obvious on these records. They've all been super, super clean. Just does not look like it has any warping at all. Beautiful. I can't wait to listen to that. And any of you jazz heads out there, I highly recommend, if you can find a good copy of that record, add it to your collection. It's really a great, great record. This next one, unfortunately, in 1985, we all fell in love with this guy's music right here. And yep, this is Robert Palmer. This is, you know, the classic, what we got here, Addicted to Love, and what was the other big hit he had? I Didn't Mean to Turn You On. You know, he had all those hot girls with him. But unfortunately, he died when he was 54 years old. Yeah, sudden heart attack, and he died in Paris, France. I mean, hopefully he was surrounded. Maybe it was those three girls that killed him. I don't know. I don't know if my heart could take that, you know, for too long. But anyways, he passed away, and he left us with this great music right here. And I love this album. I love those songs. My wife loves those songs. So we're going to go ahead and crack this baby open. And I think these records sell for, like, you can probably get one of these sealed for around 30 to 50 bucks. I know that one has a hype sticker. I know what you're saying. I can hear all y'all saying that. There it is, the hype sticker, right? I'll probably keep that and stick it inside there. And yeah, let's see what it looks like. There's the cover. Original inner sleeve. They always seem to have a little split on the bottom when they're sealed for a long time. They get bounced around. This is on the Island label. Again, perfect condition. Minty, beautiful, glossy, and flat. That's what we want, flat records, right? Next one we got here is a classic. Everybody knows this is a 42-year-old record. This sells for about 25 bucks. $25 to $30 for sealed copies if you can find an OG. And it's, yes, Huey Lewis and the News. I was in high school, so a lot of memories here. Gotta have this record in the collection. All right, there we go. It's like Christmas up in here. Okay, we'll take that out. We got the original inner sleeve. Beautiful, right? Let's see. Oh, that one's intact. That one does not have a split. That's not a split, that's the black part right there. But yeah, that one is clean. Keep it that way. It's got all the songs on there, and it's on that, the Chrysalis label right there. Again, you can see that super high gloss, beautiful unplayed finish, and flat, no warping in that record. Looks really, really good. We're getting down to the final few. Here's one that, again, from like 7th grade, this record was in my life right here. This is the Cars Candio. I think this might be a late 70s, early 80s press. It does have the barcode on the back, which, you know, I'm just, sometimes if it's a couple years after the first pressing and it's mint and sealed, I'm happy to have it. But this is one of those cases. It's got the amazing Vargas girl on the cover, you know, and we'll go ahead and get this off of there. Beautiful, glossy. This is a great cover, just a great album cover. And what do we got inside? Got the original inner sleeve, of course. Awesome. A little split again. Yep, a little split. Beware, people, that when you buy sealed records online, that there's a great chance that you're going to get a split inner sleeve and sometimes even a split cover, because, you know, the records get tossed around, and these old records, they were so thin and the edges were so sharp that they can sometimes, you can slice cheese with these things. They're like knife sharp. But, you know, they're getting thrown around in the mail, and it just has to hit the right way. One too many times, and boom, it's going to break through the cardboard on your spine. And, you know, just beware of that if you're buying sealed records online. So let's see what this looks like. So yeah, this is a later Elektra. It's not the full red label, but nevertheless, it's mint. I'm sure it's going to sound amazing. It is a sterling pressing, so that I am very, very happy with. You probably can't see that in the dead wax, but it's down there. RTB. RTB, does that ring a bell to anybody? Sterling RTB. I don't know. All I know is that I've learned from Tim at University of Vinyl that Sterling is a great place for. I believe it's either a pressing plant or a mastering facility. One of the two. I always forget. Anyways, that's a great copy to have right there in beautiful condition. Will sound absolutely amazing. As is this. I'll tell you right now. Jeff Lynne, drummer for ELO. Jim Keltner, Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, and George Harrison. Who is it? Yep, you guessed it, the Traveling Wilburies. And this album here is about 37 years old, was released in 1988, and was a huge success. A huge success. I just love it. So it's definitely one that I want to have in my collection. Probably cost me between $50 to $100 if I wanted to go out and buy a sealed copy. Nice. All right. That one's off. It does have a hole punch, but again, we're going for quality of sound here. These are sealed records, and most of the time, sealed records sound the best because they've never been played. There's never been a needle dropped on them. They don't have any surface marks or surface noise or anything of that nature. And yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful copy of the Traveling Wilburys. Look at that. Amazing label with all the guys. Glossy, beautiful, and most importantly, flat. Which, as you guys know, I have a record pie and I've fixed many a warped record. So, warped records don't scare me that much anymore if they're fixable. This is one of the hardest records to find in the wild, an original pressing that's not just beat to hell and sounds terrible. But this, I'll be able to listen to it super clean. Yes, this is Inagata de Vida by the amazing Iron Butterfly. And this is another Rhino release, you guessed it. And let's see what this looks like. I've never seen this before. I don't know if they did it in the Atco fashion with the Atco label or what. But this, beautiful. I'm sure it's going to sound amazing because, again, Rhino doesn't release anything really that doesn't sound fantastic. Oh, they kept the original Atco label, which is very cool. Love that. Yep. See that? Original Atco label. And again, beautiful glossy vinyl, flat as a pancake. And I'm sure it's going to sound absolutely amazing. This last record comes to us from 1986, 39 years old. An amazing R&B artist by the name of Anita Baker. And this is her album, Rapture, which is still sealed. And this record, I don't know if I'm going to open it. I don't think I'm going to open it. I've got some thinking to do. Because I got 3 sales in 2024, all over $200, and 1 sale for $292. And it was for this exact one. And yeah, it's kind of that's a tough one. I knew the Heart record was I don't know, mine didn't have the hype sticker. This one has the hype sticker. Can I sell this record and get over $200 for it, maybe? And then buy, a near mint copy of this record? Do I absolutely have to have this record? I love the song Sweet Love. She's got a beautiful voice. I don't know if you've ever heard Anita Baker sing, but it's just mesmerizing. And man, I'm torn. I'm really torn. And so that's why, of all these sealed records, this is going to stay in my collection until I can figure out, what I want to do with it. And until then, it will remain sealed. Those were the records that I've decided to keep in my collection. And there are records that I have that are still sealed that are great copies of records that I'm just not going to listen to. And they will be in my next Purge auction on Whatnot with Ryan. So I've got another 300 records or so coming out of my collection that I'm purging that are amazing. Everything from jazz to psych, blues, R&B, soul, and some rock, of course. I'm going to have maybe 10, 15 sealed records in the next auction, maybe more. And that's up and coming. So if you haven't already followed us on Whatnot, I'll leave a link in the description. And you can go to Whatnot and follow us. And when that auction, I imagine it's coming up in the next month or so. So keep an eye out for it. All right. Thanks for watching this episode of the Vinyl Record Mission. And until the next one, bye-bye.
If you haven't, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Vinyl Record Mission so that way you don't miss out on any future content. More videos coming your way.